What can we learn from Afghan missions in Atlanta, Georgia, about how we can better serve our community here in Fremont? Let's chat. Well, hey, Eugenia.
Hi,
Thanks for sitting down.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, I hear that we have this really cool missions trip coming up
Yes.
to Atlanta.
Yes.
What's going on over there?
3 years back, I visited Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Michelle Omar, our one of our FCC missionary,
Mhm.
with Jennifer McDonald, and that was just, um, to check on her. We
Mhm.
met her once, and
Mhm.
what she shared with FCC was really interesting. So I visited Michelle with Jennifer.
Mhm.
Uh, Not much agenda, just to see how things going with her,
Mhm.
and all that. And she was doing something really cool.
Mhm.
It was really eye-opening for me that she was, a missionary in her own land.
Mhm.
And like her life looks just like missionaries in the foreign countries.
Mhm. Mhm.
That was really different. And what made it possible was because the town that she's in has a lot of refugees
Mhm.
from many countries, but she was serving Afghan community there.
Oh, okay.
And how she just like starts her day, how she, have lunch, tea, snacks, and in between was just with them
Mhm.
sharing lives.
Mhm.
And I never knew such a thing existed in your own land. I thought
Mhm.
like, like being a missionary, and we've been to so many other countries, and
Mhm.
they live just like that.
Mhm.
And she was living her life just like other missionaries, but in her own
Mhm.
country, where she has an advantage of keeping her job as
Mhm.
a midwife,
Mhm.
as a nurse,
Mhm.
so she can also like help them
Mhm.
whenever they need it.
Yeah.
And she has many connections with the lawyers, and the resources she has in homeland, she has such an advantage, right?
Mhm.
So I thought that was really really cool. And this year it's her second year doing English camp.
Okay.
And I know I had a lot of questions like, when are you gonna do VBS?
Mhm.
You're like, what's gonna do for summer camp?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
summer, the regular routine,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yeah.
kids ministry, VBS, or summer camp, something.
Mhm.
And this year, I have decided we're not gonna do camp here
Mm.
because I want to spend that week,
Mhm.
go to visit Michelle,
Mm.
and want to help and see what she's doing
Mm.
in
Mhm.
Atlanta with African communities.
Mm.
Um, and if we can eventually do that at home, that'll be
Mhm.
great. But like, we also need to learn how, like, what's a proper way to do that.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
this year is my first year bringing a team to
Mm.
Atlanta to
Mhm.
see how we serve our community, especially if this is our homeland, if
Yeah.
this is someone's foreign land.
Mhm.
How can we serve that community when we have all the advantage
Mm.
as, like homeland residents?
Yeah.
So that's why.
That's really cool. So, okay, I think there's a couple things here that I want to just like clarify, break
Uh-huh.
down. Feel free to
Yes.
jump in
Yes.
if I get anything wrong.
Go ahead.
But Atlanta has a very similar Afghan demographic to
Yes.
Fremont.
Yes.
And so there's a lot that we can learn by going over there for like an English camp or
Uh-huh.
vacation Bible school, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's like, why do another vacation Bible school that looks exactly like what all the other churches are doing
Mm-hmm.
when we could be meeting a specific need for our city? Is that kind of like
Yes.
where you're going with that? Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So like what is it exactly that our team is going to be doing in Atlanta?
So they are focusing on older elementary to early high school, where like this is their like a new environment as a middle schooler. I think
Mm.
like it's just middle schooler and like plus and minus.
Mm-hmm.
So as a middle schooler, your peers at school are already like doing a lot of learning.
Mm-hmm.
And when you just came here, you have language barrier.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Like elementary, it's like a lower level, and then like younger minds, they do learn fast, and then what they learn is like you can still catch up, even though there's a hiccups in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But middle school and high school, the like if you go to reading, the level of reading is not like hello, I am so and so. It's not that, right?
Right.
So starting like fourth grade, the kids who just moved here, when their parents can't even teach you or help you with the homework, and they have to read chapter books, and that's challenging. So Michelle wanted to focus on that age group and just teach them how phonics work. From phonics to like reading comprehension, and all like as much as they can just pour into them this short period of summer break, so that when they go back to school in September, they will be somewhat ready, and then they want to continue this program throughout the years. So our team, Becky is a teacher, so she got the phonics part, and she got the English part, and they also, we need to feed them, and there's some fun to it too. So Joyce and Eliana will help with the craft, and Joyce and Evan can help in the kitchen, and me and Alan can just the floater anywhere they need.
Yeah.
And also we are going to sing with them. So
very cool.
hopefully, like we can cover everything.
Yeah.
We are such a small team, but we have very talented people in here. So like we're good.
That's really cool. Yeah. So it kind of sounds like it's going to be an opportunity for us to support Michelle and the mission that she's doing, but also for her to teach us how we can kind of do it here. That's really cool. So I know that we have some fundraising links, and I can include those in the description of the video. And we actually got to sit down with Michelle the last time that she was out here, so I'll add a link to that video as well. But how can the people of FCC get involved with what you're doing without jumping on a plane and flying to Atlanta?
Well, first thing is support our trip. It is kind of short time for us to get ready, and we're such a small team, but if we can be like financially somewhat covered, it'll kind of like load off a lot of like pressure here and there, but also be curious about what we're doing. Like we do have a small team, so we're not as loud as like other mission, and since it's kind of like domestic trip, it doesn't look as special in a way.
It's not as flashy.
Like it's not flashy, and then like we probably, the pictures that we share, you wouldn't even know where we are, maybe,
Right.
So it might not be like capturing your eyes, but be curious. And please talk to us. This is such a great opportunity for us to actually really like get the experience, and we can implant here in Fremont, probably like A to Z almost.
Wow. Yeah.
So if you're curious what we did, and we can kind of like prep our team for the next year, so that we can have more people to experience what we experience, and when we eventually bring it over here, we can do much smoother and then much better. But ask us questions, please.
Yeah, it might not be as flashy, but it's really meaningful work that you guys are doing, and I appreciate that. So thank you for sitting down. I really appreciate hearing about this trip.
Thanks for put a spotlight on our trip. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. If you want to see more conversations like this, like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you'd like to support FCC, you can find all the ways to do that in the link tree below.